Army was shocked. The Prime Minister of Japan suddenly praised Taehyung after BTS's concert in Tokyo. Hello Army. Welcome back to BTS Fans Channel. This time, I don't just want you to watch this story. I want you to truly sink into it. Slowly. Deeper. As if you were standing there. Among thousands of Army. Holding your glowing light stick. Feeling your heartbeat, slowly sinking with the music echoing throughout Tokyo Dome. That night, the air felt different. Not just because of the overwhelming energy, but because there was a feeling that something special was about to happen. From the moment the venue doors opened, waves of people filled every corner. Laughter, excited screams, and quiet whispers of anticipation, all blending into one, creating an atmosphere only Army could truly understand. And when the lights slowly dimmed, that silence came. A strange kind of silence. Not because there was no sound, but because everyone held their breath at the same time. Then, the music began. The first beat hit straight into your chest. The stage lights burst on. And one by one, they appeared. BTS. The cheers exploded. So loud. So full of emotion. As if the entire world had gathered in one place. But among all of that, there was one moment that felt slightly slower. When Taehyung stepped forward. His steps were calm. Unhurried. As if he was truly savoring every second. His gaze swept across the crowd. And when his eyes seemed to pause, so many Army felt like they were being seen. It wasn't an illusion. It was connection. A connection that can't be explained with logic. Only felt. When he started to sing. His voice, warm, deep, and full of color. It wasn't just about hitting the right notes, but the emotion behind them. That made every lyric feel alive. And that's when you begin to realize something. This isn't just a performance. It's a story. A story told without needing explanation. Without needing translation. Because your heart already understands. Each song carries a different journey. Sometimes powerful. Sometimes incredibly soft. Until your eyes start to burn, without even knowing why. And Taehyung stands in the middle of it all. Not just as the center of attention, but as the soul of the moment. There are times when he simply stands still. No grand movement. Yet somehow, that's when everything feels the strongest. Because that silence is filled with emotion. Time moves. But it feels so fast. As if that night doesn't want to end. And as the concert slowly reaches its finale, the emotions in the room hit their peak. Army sings together. Voices trembling. Some holding back tears. Others no longer trying to hide them. Taehyung sees it. And he smiles. A simple smile. But full of meaning. As if he's saying, I feel it too. And in that final moment, as the lights slowly fade, everyone knows they've just experienced something they won't easily forget. But the story doesn't end there. A few hours after the concert, when the night grows quiet and Tokyo returns to its rhythm, the digital world begins to move. Videos start going viral. Clips of Taehyung's performance spread everywhere. Comments pour in. Not just from Army, but from people who may have seen him for the very first time. They all say the same thing. There's something different. I don't know why, but I feel it. And then, something truly unexpected happens. An official statement appears from the Prime Minister of Japan. In his statement, he talks about cultural exchange, about how music can become a bridge, and how one performance can create an impact far beyond what is seen. And then, he mentions one name, Taehyung. Not by accident. Not just as part of the group, but specifically, he highlights how Taehyung's performance carries an extraordinary emotional depth. How his expressions and voice can deliver feelings without needing complicated words. And in that moment, ARMY all over the world pauses, reading the words again, making sure they're not mistaken. Because this isn't small. This is recognition from someone at the highest level of a nation. The media quickly erupts. Headlines appear everywhere. Taehyung's name trends across multiple platforms. But the most powerful part is ARMY's reaction. Not just pride, not just shock, but emotion. Because they know what lies behind all of this. A long journey. Hard work that often goes unseen. Quiet moments. With no spotlight. No applause. And now, all of it feels acknowledged in a way no one could have predicted. Yet in the middle of all this attention, Taehyung remains the same. No dramatic response. No excessive reaction. Just himself. Calm. Sincere. And still focused on what he loves most. Music. And maybe that's why this recognition feels so powerful. Because it wasn't chased. It came, naturally. From sincerity. That finally reached places no one expected. So ARMY, when you remember that night, don't just think about how grand the stage was, or how loud the cheers were, but about that small feeling that appeared in your heart. Something you may not be able to explain, but you know, it was real. Because in the end, that's what makes everything meaningful. So, if you were there that night, or even if you only witnessed it from afar, try closing your eyes for a moment, and ask yourself, at which point did your heart truly feel something? Write it in the comments. And let this story keep living through every memory we share together.